So in the top left, as Mercia, we have Spotyus. And in the bottom right, playing Nuru, we have Saikoya. And it is worth noting that this is Project Groove, so you will see some very particular differences.
Oh yeah, I was playing around with the bars there.
Oh yeah, it gets the double movement.
Yep.
So I'll try and cover some of the differences as we go. So all naval units can move twice, and you're just having a bit of fun with that barge, I see. But a barge can only move twice though if it's empty at the start. So if you load a barge and its first movement happens, it won't be able to move again. But if you move the barge, load it, and then you are allowed to move it again. And the general idea is that naval can either choose to move twice, or it can move once and fire, or back, I guess would be the better way of putting it.
I mean, there's some you can bluff, or you can have some misinformation about naval, I guess, like that, or like you move every unit twice and you're like, haha, I have 8 naval units, but you only have 4, and
Oh,
you're just moving them back and forth.
that's hilarious. Actually, I hadn't considered that. There's some like extra mind games going on in Fog.
Well, that is only if you know your opponent plays with sound on
True.
and actively listens to it.
Okay, let's have a look. So Spotyus is just kind of moving up. So the difference with Mercia has in this mode is her heal will overheal units. I believe it goes to 105%. And they will stay overhealed. At least I think that's what it currently is at the moment. We played around with some ideas for how Mercia's groove will work in Project Groove. Some are like,
If I remember correctly, it's like 110, 110, and it stays healed.
okay. But there has been a lot of talk about changing that to either it's 110 and you only get it for a turn, or it stays at 105. So we've been playing around with a few ideas. And of course, something important to mention here that we haven't really talked about, these crystals on the map, they give you mana. A bunch of units cost mana in this game now, or in this mod. And a bunch of abilities cost mana and don't cost gold anymore, so I see Spotyus using that mage heal for free, because yeah, it's only going to cost him a mana. Going to use his crystals to do that. So every time you cast a spell or build a mana unit, which would be mages, witches, dragons, golems. That might be it actually, I think it's just those 4. All of those units cost mana to produce, and their spells also cost mana, and each time you use a spell, it exhausts the crystals on the map. There's also a display, if you look at the strongholds, you see that 2% there. That means Saikoya hasn't used any mana this turn.
Yep. Mana management feels like you don't notice it until you misplay quite hard. It's like, because sometimes you just want to build a mage and yeah, no big deal. And other times you don't have enough mana to build your mage and you're like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah, there is a level of extra management on top of what you would normally expect to be playing with. Where you're like juggling of like, oh, I need to build my mages this turn because I'm not going to produce it. I'm not going to use any other mana this turn. So just a little bit of an additional cost. It does limit witches and dragons quite heavily, and like to an extent golems too. So it just makes you have to really consider when are you going to build those units, especially because they are the main sources of anti-air in the game.
Yep.
But they are also the main air units in the game as well.
Gets rid of some stuff like hexing too many times in a turn, which can be a bit like especially in fog, it can be very, very oppressive.
Yeah, Hex and because yeah, the month before we were running the Project Groove version of this map, we ran the regular version, and there was a lot of games where people would just get like however many witches, like 6 or 7 witches and a dragon, and they would
Yeah,
just kill
Cleaner
people.
Code was you know, I mean I think that's when he started going very heavy on the witch builds.
It's something we've seen in maps that have high income before, such as Butterfly. I think that was the map where we really started to see that a lot. I see you've gone for the steel here. That village there is actually a really bad capture. If you're on the top left side, conversely, it's also the same on the other side of the map. Like, you generally don't want to overextend with your captures too much because there is a hideout right there. Your opponent can punish you for it.
And thieves in general are because you don't see them coming, it can be very hard to punish or like prevent them from getting free steals.
Yeah, there are some very, very strong thief plays in this. Also, I will note, and this wasn't intentional, the turtle does have a slight bug with it, where it has extra movement after it moves the first time, or extra sight after it moves the first time, but not after it moves again and is in its kind of default state. That is a bug. We will try and figure out why it's happening. This was the first event we ran fog for this mod, so definitely seeing like some little issues here and there. Going to this match, like Spotyus is taking some nice got this nice mountain control. He's got lots of line of sight because of the dogs on the mountains. So he's in a good spot, and I love that he's got a harpy because mana management in this means a lot, and because half of all air units, like the witches and the dragons, cost mana, so you will be seeing more harpies coming out because of that.
Alright, so you can see I wasn't playing with a lot of sound this turn, I guess, because I just sent my my merfolk right in the turtle.
Right. You did get a capture though, so, and the turtle isn't going to be able to do anything about that. I see you've moved your commander in sight of a bunch of dogs. But she's safe in that forest, I think. Unless there was like 2 dragons sitting nearby, I don't think she has like any serious threat on her. He's Spotyus. He was gonna build Groove that turn anyway, but builds it just now just to get that hit.
Yep. You can see barges are being used a lot in naval to just like to scout, to block, and then you can also like go back and forth to scout, which is a kind of a funny option.
Ooh, big knight crit. And dog crit. And yeah, does the mage heal, which is free on the gold front, but obviously costs money. Or costs mana to do. Nuru takes a big punishment there.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how fog goes. You walk your commander and oh, there's 6 units in here.
But you have your units nicely positioned to get a bunch of damage back. So just mostly clearing the board right now. Ooh, but you... Alright, so you didn't have your units lined up in a position to heal, but you have a lot of stuff in the way, so it's gonna be...
Yeah, I think I was planning to use mage heals to heal a bit more afterwards.
That's fair, because you do have 2 mana, so... Of course, Spotyus isn't taking that crystal.
Yeah. So it's less of a good play because I'm gonna lose the crystal.
We just see the turtles slowly moving around. Ooh, and a warship comes out. Alright, so the really big change to warship outside of the movement, like the double movement change, is that it has 1 less range. So warships have been nerfed like quite a bit actually. Alright, it ends in deep water. It is another... Alright, so I see the healing aura come out. And oh, it's 105 on this.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if he did it twice or something, but yeah. Doesn't go for the RNG lethal. And I mean, he's ahead, so he doesn't have... I think he's ahead at least.
Oh, I guess, yeah, he thinks he's ahead, so... Okay, and the harpoon ship comes forward. The harpoon ship has saw some big changes too. It is quite a bit faster, but it has less range. So it's living on that 3 to 4 range life. The warship of 2 to 3. So harpoon ship still has some nice options due to its extra range, like it can outrange a warship, and that's like a kind of nice interaction we want to keep. But it does have quite a large minimum range, so oh, and for people asking, there's an overheal mechanic on Mercia. I think we went over that at the start of the match, but more people coming in to chat. You can heal stuff up to 105% and it will stay at that percentage. I think Mercia resets back to 100% though, but the units stay at 105. We are about to find out, as we're going to turn 12 now. So yeah, Mercia resets back to 100%, but the units stay overhealed. And that change was just to encourage Mercia to be able to be more proactive with her groove. So in theory, she can heal her army before she attacks into someone. And that gives her like an extra option on that front.
Yeah, and I mean, when you have 105 health, just that kind of like diminishes your options to kill the units quite a bit.
And oh, since someone asked, you do get increased damage when you're overhealed, but your defense doesn't increase. Or at least I don't believe it increases. Could actually be wrong on that.
It should, right?
I guess like an extra 5% though is not gonna make too big a difference. You two are just absolutely brawling it out in the middle of the map, by the way. It's just been a constant fight near this mountain, these 2 forests near the top. I really like your use of harpoon ships here, actually. They're very good against the turtles, and the turtles, of course, are quite fast, so they will be built to get around the sides more quickly. Yeah, there's a couple of little visual bugs with the turtles, so they're probably going to need some updates after this. Yeah, Spotyus moving his naval a bit further forward. He builds a dragon, so he does have the mana for that. And ooh, he's going to take this mana crystal down south, so... So he gets a pick off on that harpy. And goes for the heal. I think there was a bug at one point where I believe it was the turtle. Think about this. Oh, if you mage heal a unit's overhealed, it would go back down to 100%. I don't know if we fixed that or not. But Spotyus was avoiding doing that anyway, so. And this harpoon ship, you know, it's in that extra chonky reef tile now. The reef tile now having 3 defense instead of 2. So turtle.
I didn't actually notice that.
Oh yeah, that was one of the changes, and yeah, because you know they have that extra movement now. The harpoon ships are pretty dang strong in naval, but you know they also have way less like projectile range. So there are some nerfs to go with those buffs. I like that you're just kind of making this nice little defensive formation at the bottom. Ooh, and a good thief steal in there too. But that said, there are 2 dragons on the field, so.
Spotyus is like really scouting before he goes in with the commander, which I mean I'm not really doing.
Yeah, he is being a little bit more cautious. I love that he's got this like he's using the barge that you get to start just to scout at this point.
Yep, and I built the barge as a blocker and a scout. I think barges have a pretty good value.
They are incredibly useful as blockers now. So, I know Spotyus is really taking advantage of that small bug with the turtle where he gets the extra vision. And yeah, he's got like 3 mana crystals, so he can use mage heals a lot turn. Okay, but you've won the naval front at the north, so you're gonna be able to slowly take down the what are villages up there, and you're just gonna use your barge to get ahead, which is quite nice too.
Looking it back, I'm just giving Mercia the perfect heal over here.
Yeah,
The
although
optimal situation, I guess.
yes, but also you're doing enough damage that they won't be fully healed. Alright, so we see a mage come out, and you knew that forest is empty, so you're gonna get a free kill on the dragon. 800 gold, does it cost you a mana to use that actually?
Apparently not.
Okay. Well, I guess
Because
that,
I was able to mage heal afterwards.
given that we also nerfed Nuru quite a bit, I actually think that's an okay change for Nuru to have. And ooh, I like the positioning of putting the barge in the deep water, so turtle cannot use the deep water to get the deep water crit.
Yep.
Wow, this is obviously he's gonna take the merfolk down, but that wasn't such a bad exchange in the south. Oh, and we're gonna see. Oh, we're not gonna see a big Mercia heal this turn. You got so much mana per turn. He's just individually healing units now.
I mean, the mages are just moving anyways, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing else to heal, you might as well just use your mana. That is a change that we've talked about. If we should change it further or not. Giving like maybe a small gold cost to using heal and such, but phone. Ooh, I like the extra harpoon. You don't heal your turtle. Interesting. Oh. Just move it. Oh, I love that actually. Taking advantage of the fact that you can move the barge twice just to run up, scout, and then run back. I was wondering what it was for a moment, and then I realized, and I was like, oh, actually, that's a nice play. Ooh. Sorry, my phone ringing there for a moment.
And yeah, I don't think I was listening too much because I definitely wasn't aware there was 3 dragons on the board by that point.
Yeah, and you know, there's the strength of you have all the mana, as you can do stuff like build 3 dragons. Oh, they're gonna be 2 of them are gonna be 105 dragons as well, so they are definitely gonna be punching above their weight. And despite that mage being slightly injured, and despite we did nerf mage damage slightly, so even despite the nerfed damage, the mage was able to get the kill on the witch. And I think you're going to use your mage to hit this dragon, because you are next to 2 very extra beefy dragons.
Hope so. I can't remember this turn.
Okay, yeah, you definitely go for the hit. And dang, that mage still hit the dragon really, really hard. So, mage sitting on 90% health after that. 105, you know, it's useful, but
It's actually kind of annoying to play against, I find. Because there's quite a few one-shots that aren't really one-shots anymore.
oh,
At
well,
105.
when you've got that many dragons and dogs around, yeah, that'll do it. So, well played to Spotyus. I mean, you definitely killed a lot more this game, but I think Spotyus, you know, you get that extra mana crystal and it means a lot. So, go for the triple dragon.
Yeah. At first I was thinking like maybe 1 mana crystal was enough per map, but then when I was playing and I had lost 1 crystal, I was really feeling it.
Yeah,
So
like,
I
you really
changed my
notice
mind
it.
on that.
Especially when you want to do stuff like, oh, I could build a witch right now, and oh, I should mage heal, and then you're just sitting there being like, oh, if I only have 1 crystal, then that's a big deal. But yeah, I mean, I guess this was a bit of a showcase as well as match commentary, but I hope people had a good time. And I don't know if there are more matches in the queue for this, but we'll see if we find
I mean,
them.
we had ours, I guess. We didn't put in there.
Yeah, I don't know if I kept mine open.
I think I kept mine open, but we'd have to reset the...
Yeah, oh, it gets really awkward when you're watching your own replays. Because the camera... the screen.